These small 18650 cells that are found in laptops have the potential to make you go completely off the grid. That means living without the use of public or private utility companies, for such as water or electricity. I made this project because electricity produced today is extremely harmful to the environment. And throwing away such a great piece of technology without giving it a use for such as a power wall just makes me sad. 18650s are essentially bigger versions of batteries. They are safe, non-toxic, and have a lot of capacity, typically around 3,400 mAh. MAh is a way of measuring electricity over time. The more mAh, the more capacity. And for comparison, AA batteries have around 1,400 mAh. And best of all, 18650s are rechargeable and they have a lifespan of around 5 years. That is why they are a perfect way to store energy. So what is sustainable energy? Sustainable energy is electricity produced from sources which are not harmful to the environment. For example, such as solar panel or wind turbines, which just use natural elements such as wind, which does not hurt the environment. This is how electricity is produced today. Fossil fuels being burned. That right there causes greenhouse gases to thicken in our atmosphere and trap more heating, causing the ice caps to melt. It is predicted by 2040 the Arctic will be ice-free. That is why we need more sustainable energy, and fast to compensate for the damage already done. So how do batteries work? Batteries hold amp hours. Amp hours is another way of measuring electricity over time, kind of like miles per hour. And amp hours are held so we can use it for another time. We find batteries in almost every single product that involves electricity. They are a perfect way to store energy to use later and are cheap to buy. Typically, when batteries run out of charging them, we'll just throw them away. 3 billion batteries are thrown away each year in the US alone. This creates around 132 million pounds of toxic waste, about the equivalent of 27,000 big trucks piled on top of each other. Many batteries contain harmful chemicals, particularly heavy metals such as lead, mercury, or cadmium, which can escape into the environment. This contamination can be dangerous for both human health and this can be dangerous for both human health and the environment. In 1800, Volta invented the first battery. It was called a voltaic pile. A voltaic pile is pairs of copper and zinc discs stacked together, separated by a piece of cloth soaked in brine. This stored electricity in the discs, and the brine acted as a way to trap the electricity. Nowadays, batteries are usually made from lithium, which is not friendly to the environment because of its toxic substances where heavy metals may leak into the ground if thrown away. When the battery casing corrodes, it causes soil and water pollution. If batteries are incinerated with household waste, it may cause air pollution. That is why I wanted to use batteries to power something. So the second step was to find something that uses a lot of electricity. Well, houses do. On average, houses use about 30 kilowatts a day in America. And electricity produced today is not good either. About 65% of it is produced from fossil fuels. I wanted to power a house completely with small batteries. It seemed impossible to power a house with batteries. They are just far too inefficient and too small. Then I looked at Tesla, who were developing power banks to power their cars. And interestingly enough, they were using 18650s. So who are Tesla? Tesla is a company owned by Elon Musk, a man of great ideas, also the same person that owns SpaceX. Tesla prioritizes renewable energy and create products solely that do not hurt the environment. They recently made a new product called the Powerwall. It's kind of like a big battery, but kind of like a backup generator. It holds electricity and then you can use it when you like. Tesla sells the 14 kilowatt Powerwall for $5,500 US. Now that we know what it does, let's go buy one. There's the problem. As far as I read, the whole 2017 production line is already sold out. Elon Musk knows that his company alone cannot supply enough home batteries and electric cars to the world fast enough to curb carbon emissions. That is why he has opened his patents and encouraged people to build their own. And on top of this, by building your own, you save 80% on the cost. So I made a scaled-down version of a Powerwall consisting of 50 cells to demonstrate of how the bigger thing would work. The very first thing I had to do was collect the batteries. All of the batteries used in the smaller version of the Powerwall are used from different products, mostly from laptops. Then I needed to find a casing for them. Something that will protect the cells from damage and will keep any battery leaks or explosions in a safe, controlled area. I looked at my surroundings. I saw bamboo. A perfect and strong hollow material to build all my batteries into. And it's strong enough to withhold any battery leaks or explosions. I found my piece, a good big piece of black bamboo. I cleaned it out, cut it to size, and furnished it. Next, I had to test all the batteries I got. Charge them all up and test their voltage. It was a long but sure process because I only had one charger for all 70 cells. But it worked out. So here is the actual thing. It can charge all devices that require a USB port, and I could change it to even power laptops. Each cell in here can charge an iPhone 1.5 times. And in here there's about 50 cells, which can power a phone from 0 to 100 95 times, or a laptop from 0 to 100 25 times. And 18650s have a ton of potential. Here is an image of how much solar area is required to run the US completely off of sustainable energy. It's not a lot of space. And here's another image of how much battery, the little red dot in the middle, of how much battery area is needed. And most of this land won't even need to be reclaimed because it will be on rooftops. My vision for the Powerwall is to power homes that do not have electricity. Electricity completely transforms somebody's life. Young people who do not have electricity cannot study after 7 p.m. when it gets dark, and then they can't see anything. Also, electricity helps keeps unwanted animals away, like snakes, rats, and other creatures because of the light. It is the future we need, or we will continue to poison the earth with chemicals, plastic, trash, and cause global warming with carbon emissions. I would also really like to take the challenge of building the bigger version so I can completely run my house off of renewable energy. And I would also hope to sell the smaller version so people can charge their gadgets with using a built-in solar panel that charges the bank. It was really fun working with electricity and learning new things as I was going through my project. I'd like to thank Remy, Mikel for helping me through my project, and my parents for not getting angry at me when I left the soldering iron for 2 days on. And especially Pac Noah for guiding me on how to make my quest and teaching me how to blow myself up. Thank you.